Justice reigns from above.
Play of the game.
Okay. I see.
Fire at will.
I was when we did that one thing.
Justice reigns from above. Justice reigns.
We've all been there. Your whole team gets sucked into Zarya's ultimate, and then you hear "Justice reigns from above," and then you're all fucking dead. Alright, let's talk about why. Today we're going to talk about what makes Pharah so damn good. As always with these videos, guys, they're meant to be quick, practical guides on how to use a character effectively, so we're going to assume that you're already familiar with their ultimate and their abilities. If you guys watch the clips in the background, you can see that Pharah has potential to make big plays and ultimately get team wipes and lead your team to victory. So let's talk about how we can make that happen. Alright, let's talk about your role as Pharah. Your job is to put as much damage as possible on the enemy team and absolutely be a pest, because once you're in the air, you demand attention. So you need to make the most of her abilities and really be a thorn in the other team's side. That being said, what really makes Pharah stand out from the rest of the damage dealers in the game is that she can fly. You have your rocket boost that flies you up super high into the air and lets you float around. You've also got your thrusters that let you float out. They are on a cooldown timer, but there's a little neat trick that you can do. With a little bit of practice, if you feather the thrusters, you can get a little more juice out of them, and it's a little easier to float around, because if you hold it down when they go down and they run out of juice, you kind of like bob up and down, which kind of throws your aim off. I also want to mention that as Pharah, you almost always want to have a Mercy on your team. Mercy has the ability to fly around with you, and she can damage boost your rockets, which is a huge help, because Pharah on her own really struggles and can be taken down easily out of the sky. If they have hit-stand characters on their team, of course, which is another point. If there's a Pharah on the enemy team, you need to make her a priority, because she demands attention. So you need to have almost two. Sometimes you can get away with one if the person's good enough on their hit-scan character, but I always recommend to have at least two people that can shoot her out of the sky, because if you don't, she will absolutely rain down hell on your team. Notice how I said hell and not justice? That's how annoying she can be. Another point I want to make is that if you're playing Pharah and they have an enemy Pharah, don't get into the habit of getting into Pharah wars and trying to shoot each other out of the sky. I think there's a clip in here where I do get a really nice clip shot on the enemy team's Pharah, but you're just wasting your time. Let your hit-scan characters deal with her, so your McCree's, your Soldier 76s, Zenyatta's not too bad either if you can get a Discord orb, but you don't want to get into the habit of trying to spam each other out of the sky, because you're usually not going to hit each other. Well, let's talk about Pharah's Concussive Blast. This is a tool that I don't see a lot of people use, but it's awesome for creating space, knocking people off the map, and overall just even boosting yourself up. As you can see in some of the clips, I bump people off. If you like, on my channel, there's a 105 elimination game that I have as Pharah, where I constantly keep knocking people off of a point. It's also a great tool if you use it against a wall as you're flying to project yourself across the other side and get some really nice plays. So you want to use this to bump people off the map, or if they're bunched up, shoot them behind them and bump them towards your team. It's great to get Reinhardt's shield out of position to open it up for damage. So you want to keep in mind when your cooldown is up. Playing Pharah, you're going to notice that your job is to instigate almost every team fight. You're always going to go in first, because you can get corners and get angles that the other players on your team can't, and it's going to draw attention away from them. So if the other team is focusing on you, that means they're not focusing on your team below, and it allows your tanks and the rest of your team to come through an area. As you guys can see in a lot of clips in the video, her ultimate has really good team wipe potential if comboed properly. So you want to get this together with characters like Zarya, Mei, Reinhardt, any character's ultimates that can group people up. Zarya's in particular is great because not only does it bunch them up, but she can shield you whilst you're shooting your rockets down, because when you're shooting your ultimate off, you're very vulnerable and susceptible to get shot by the enemy team. When myself and my friends are playing and we see that the other team has a Pharah, we almost always switch to double Soldier or double McCree, because we want to get them out of the sky and get them on the same level playing field that we're on. So if you're getting constantly shot out of the sky, you need to know when to switch, because at a certain point you just start becoming a hindrance to your team and you're not putting out damage. That being said, if they're not contesting you while you're in the sky, you need to get all up in that. You know what I was going to say. You need to be a pest, and you need to constantly go for their mercies, bump them out of place, and just try to grab their attention whilst you're killing them so your team can move forward. So Pharah excels in maps that have high elevation, not really closed indoors, places where she can really keep her distance and get away if she can. She's an amazing character, and when mastered, will devastate the enemy team. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, and keep your eye out for more Overwatch content coming out. And with that, I'm just going to let the gameplay roll out.
Play of the game.
Justice reigns from above.
Tactical visor activated.
Justice reigns from above.